What is it with the color on the projector?
I was going to say, there's an interesting color choice.
This is not what this looks like.
Bad color scheme, Bobby.
What? You can't even.
Training and development?
Try plugging and unplugging your computer. Sometimes the VGAs mess up.
Geniuses get green.
We don't mind green.
I do. It's not easy being green.
Whose idea was that? All right, Bobby, you owe him your whatever grade
No,
you
it's all right.
get.
It's all right. She gave me the clicker, so we're set.
Yeah, what can I say?
There we go, all right. Nice little troubleshooting there, Eric. Along with your hacking skills, no doubt.
That's what hacking does. It makes you fix monitors.
You want this on, Bobby?
Yeah, you want
Or off?
I think they're on. Either way, I don't care.
I feel like this is cheating.
Can't see.
I'm like, oh, it's a little dark.
I really appreciate the technology.
Go for it. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're already.
Well, you could do half.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some mail.
Yeah, they're already off. So it's fine.
Okay. All right, so whenever Ryan gives the thumbs up. 3, 2, 1.
So, what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence does not mean giving free rein to your feelings, letting it all hang out. Rather, it means managing your feelings appropriately and effectively to ensure that everyone can work smoothly together towards a common goal. My central idea for this speech is emotional intelligence. What is it, and how can you improve it? In the next few minutes, I'm going to be covering 2 topics. The first is the 5 characteristics of EQ, and the second is 3 ways that you can improve your emotional intelligence. My source for this speech in its entirety is Daniel Goleman, American psychologist and author of the book Emotional Intelligence, one of the first and foremost texts on this. So in the audience survey that I conducted, it was shown that most of you had little knowledge of what emotional intelligence was, and there were very few of you that felt like you were emotionally intelligent. For the most part, you felt either you weren't, definitely, or you had no idea. So I want to make sure that we can all agree on what emotional intelligence is. So it's the ability to recognize your emotions, to change your emotions to fit the situation, realize what they're telling you, and then understand how your emotions affect other people who are around you. So there's 5 characteristics of emotional intelligence. So number 1 is self-awareness. Highly emotionally intelligent people are very self-aware. This means that they're able to understand what their emotions are telling them. They're able to be aware of what their actions would bring about in the situation. They're confident, they're very intuitive because they're very in touch with their own feelings. Which leads to number 2, which is self-regulation. So people who are able to self-regulate their emotions take the information that they're getting from being self-aware and use it to moderate their behavior effectively. They're really good in stressful situations, and they understand that the information they give others in those situations is really important, and that being able to stay calm in stressful situations will take them farther than losing their temper, losing their cool, crying, those types of behaviors. So number 3 is motivation. Highly emotionally intelligent people are also highly motivated, but their motivation is very targeted. They understand that there's going to be failures along the way, and it's important to focus on the big goal at the end, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, to be exact. So they don't get stressed out about the little failures, and they don't get overly excited about the little successes either, because they know that they're working towards a larger goal at the end. This allows them to stay more moderately in the spectrum of emotions and feelings. Fourth is empathy. Empathy is really important to people who are emotionally intelligent. It's their ability to understand other people's feelings, their emotions, their thoughts, to really be able to put yourself in the other person's shoes and to see things from their point of view. It's also the ability to use that information. A lot of us can tell when someone else might not be very happy with us, or they don't approve of our behavior or our actions, but we don't always moderate our behavior accordingly. 5 is social skills. So that might seem pretty obvious since we're talking about how you interact with other people, that you would have to have a high degree of social skill. But the difference for highly emotionally intelligent people is that they work really well together on teams. They're able to understand that grabbing all the success for yourself is not the way to build a good team, and it's not the way to be successful in the long term. So they understand that they need to build up the people around them before they build up themselves in the eye of whoever's deciding how great the team is doing, so that everyone shines together and then they can shine alone. So in the last few minutes, we talked about the 5 characteristics of EQ as defined by Daniel Goleman, and now I'm going to share 3 ways to improve your EQ. There's hundreds of websites and blogs and books and tests and rubrics that you can take. So these are just 3 simple tips. They are by no means the comprehensive guide to emotional intelligence. So the first is evaluate your weaknesses. It's really important at this stage for you to be courageous and honest with yourself about where your imperfections lie. No matter how emotionally intelligent you are, no one's perfect. And you have to be able to recognize that so that you can get better. If you can be in touch with the things that you need to work on, then you have a much higher degree of chance of being more successful at the end. Number 2 is moderating your reactions. So it's important to, once you've done that overview of where you're at, you can start to self-regulate, which is something that we talked about in the first part of the speech. To understand, how are my actions going to affect the person that I'm about to share these feelings or thoughts or ideas with? If you can stop and think and look before you leap, you're going to be a lot more successful. Number 3 is responsibility. Highly emotionally intelligent people understand that it's important to take responsibility for your actions. It's difficult when you hurt someone's feelings or you upset them to take a step back and take your own feelings out of it and understand where they're coming from or what they were feeling. But to be emotionally intelligent, you have to know that making an honest apology without provocation and in a timely manner is very important to maintaining long-term relationships with others. So in the last few minutes, we've talked about the 5 characteristics of EQ, and we've also discussed 3 ways that you can start to improve your EQ. I want to leave you with this idea, that the 5 fundamental elements of emotional intelligence account for 76% of the effectiveness of leading managers. So I hope that I provided you with enough information to have a better understanding of what emotional intelligence is and how you can start to improve it. And I hope that you can use this information to be more successful in your schooling, your career, and your life. Thank you.